Now, okay, here we are. Sorry for the delay today. It's 5 minutes late, but we had some technical issues here. But welcome everyone to our weekly mastermind to support what we call conscious entrepreneurs to be successful and to do it from a place of, I hear a lot of echo. You need to mute your microphone, please. Thanks. And it's dedicated to conscious entrepreneurs. That's what that means for all of us here, is to work in alignment with our self, capital, with our spirit, with the universe, in another word. And we are working with the book of Abraham Hicks, titled Money and the Law of Attraction, that we have here. And I just, well, first I want to say that today is October 24. 2015, just because we have every week this thing, and we have them recorded in our Unlimited Network website, so you can always see past events and be here every Saturday. And if you want to be on the panel, remember to email Arne, A-R-N-E, at unlimitednetwork.com, and he will give you directions on how to be here on the panel. But I do love to be here every Saturday. We are together now for a year and a half or more. I can see the change of perseverance for sure, but really this time together is dedicated to master this flow of life, of successful life that we are made of. And I remember last week we were reading and studying, you know, this Abraham Hicks teachings in the sense of mastering the vibration beings that we are, and how to switch, you know, from the concept of hard work, having to work hard, you know, and make it, to allow it, and to go more from inspire action than from the fear, you know, whatever. So we are really learning how to detect where we are engaging from, and if we engage from the scarcity, that's what we vibrate on, and that's what the universe is responding to us, the same, always, you know, we get the same thing. So it's really, really interesting that we make peace with the non-effort and the allowing, the trusting. I mean, I'm growing a lot this, and I feel very excited about this. Also, something that I got from last week, you know, is that even though money is not the source of happiness, the fact that we use it so much in our civilization here will be nice to, or what they say, Abraham, is like, you need to make peace with that, you know, so to use it freely and happily, you know, and instead of having judgments about or whatever. So all of us conscious entrepreneurs, we are committed to clean up, to erase this old consciousness of limitation, and to go for all, for everything, for the consciousness of all is possible. So let's continue. Doc Fran is our master reader here that really help us to go every week, you know, to deepen in on these teachings. And if you are ready, Doc Fran, let's jump on it so we can comment later, you know, and really integrate this work. So welcome everyone again. And let's see. Yay!
Well, good morning, everyone. Another beautiful week has elapsed here in paradise, and so it's a pleasure to be back here with my friends from all around the world. And it really is kind of cool to be doing an international mastermind every week. And my thanks are to Artie and Monica for brainchilding this event and holding it together for us. So Arnie is our technomeister, and Monica is our fearless hostess. So it makes for a great team, and it's always a pleasure to spend my Saturday mornings with you guys. Well, we are on page 86. We're studying this book, Money and the Law of Attraction, and it's really been a fascinating book. I mean, those of you who aren't familiar with Esther and Jerry Hicks and the channeling of source energy, which they've named Abraham, it's a very enlightening study and a very enlightening body of knowledge to have as a human being in our dual universe of spiritual awareness and physical worlds. So many of you are not unfamiliar, I'm sure, with the concept that we are actually immortal spiritual beings inhabiting a physical presence and passing through this time-space continuum, which we call the world. or life or the universe or reality. So, and as we will learn and constantly learn, there are many meanings to every word. All right, so we're in the chapter 2, section 2, called Attracting Money and Manifesting Abundance. Who on the call here has an interest in absolutely mastering those two skills? And I'll put my hand up first, you know. So, and we're up to a part that's called, Is Spending Money Comfortable? A very prevalent way of looking at money was expressed to us by a woman who explained that she always feels uncomfortable when she spends her money. She had over time managed to save quite a bit of money, but whenever she would think about spending some of it, she would freeze up and feel afraid to go another step further. We explained, it is certainly understandable that when you believe that your money is coming to you because of the action that you are offering, and you also believe that you will not always be able to offer that action, you would want to hold on to your money and spend it sparingly to make it last. However, that feeling of shortage slows the process of more money flowing into your experience. If you feel uncomfortable with the idea of spending money, then we absolutely do not encourage you to spend the money while you are feeling uncomfortable, because any action taken amidst a negative emotion is never a good idea. But the reason for your discomfort is not about the action of spending the money, but instead it is an indication that your thoughts about money in that moment are not a vibrational match to your own desire. A belief in shortage will never resonate with your broader knowing, because there is no shortage. Any attention to lack of something wanted will always produce negative emotion within you, because your guidance is letting you know that you have strayed from your broader basic understanding of abundance and well-being. Find a way to ease your discomfort and eventually transform it into a feeling of hope and then positive expectation, and from that stable place of feeling better, that feeling of freezing up will be replaced with confidence and enthusiasm. Whether you are focused upon the shortage of money or seeing yourself as having only so many years to live, and so each day that is expended is one day closer to the end of your years, that feeling of decline is contrary to your broader understanding of the eternal nature of your being. In the same way that you understand that you do not have to attempt the impossible task of drawing enough air into your lungs to last all day or all week or all year, but instead you easily breathe in and out, always receiving what you want or need whenever you want or need it. Money can flow in and out of your experience with the same ease once you achieve that expectation of eternal abundance. All the money that you want is available for you to receive. All you have to do is allow it into your experience. But as the money flows in, you can gently allow it to flow out, for like the air you breathe, there will always be more to flow. You do not have to guard your money like holding your breath and not letting it out, because there will not be any more coming. More is coming. People sometimes protest as they tell their tales of shortages or scarcity, pointing out the reality of the shortage that they have experienced, witnessed, or heard about. And we understand that there are plenty of examples to point out of people who are experiencing shortages of many things that they desire. But we want you to understand that those experiences of shortage are not because abundance is not available, but because it is being disallowed. Continuing to tell stories of shortage only continues to contradict your desire for abundance. And you cannot have it both ways. You cannot focus upon unwanted and received wanted. You cannot focus upon stories about money that make you feel uncomfortable and allow into your experience what makes you feel comfortable. You have to begin telling a different story if you want different results. We would begin by saying, I want to feel good. I want to feel productive and expansive. My thoughts are the basis of the attraction of all things that I consider to be good, which includes enough money for my comfort and joy, which includes health and wonderful people around me who are stimulating and uplifting and exciting, such as my wonderful panel here. Begin telling the story of your desire and then add it to the details of the positive aspects that you can find that match those desires. And then embellish your positive expectation by speculating with your good feeling. Wouldn't it be nice if, examples. Say things like, only good things come to me. While I don't have all of the answers and while I don't know all of the steps and I can't identify all the doors that will open for me, I know that as more through time and space, the path will be obvious to me. I know I will be able to figure it out as I go along. Every time you tell your better feeling story, you will feel better, and the details of your life will improve. The better it gets, the better it gets. How to change my point of attraction. Some people worry that they have been telling the story of what they do not want for such a long time that they now do not have the time left in their lives to make up for all the years of focusing upon the shortages of money, but they have no cause for worry. Although it is true that you cannot go backward and undo all of that negative thinking, there is no reason to do that even if you could, because all of your power is in your now. As you find a better feeling thought right now, your point of attraction shifts now. The only reason it may seem like some negative thinking that you picked up many years ago is having an impact on your life now is because you have been continuing the negative train of thought or belief through all of these years. A belief is only a thought you continue to think. A belief is nothing more than a chronic pattern of thought. And you have the ability, if you try even a little bit, to begin a new pattern, to tell a new story, to achieve a different vibration, to change your point of attraction. Excuse me 1 minute. Just the simple act of noticing how many things you could purchase in this one day with the $100 you are carrying with you would dramatically alter your financial point of attraction. That one simple process is enough to tip the balance of your vibrational scale enough to show your actual tangible results in your attraction of money. Mentally spend your money and imagine an improved lifestyle. Deliberately conjure a feeling of freedom by imagining what it would feel like to have a large amount of money at your disposal. You see, the law of attraction is responding to your vibration, not to the reality that you are currently living. But if your vibration continues to be only about the reality you are living, nothing can change. You can easily change your vibrational point of attraction by visualizing the lifestyle you desire and holding your attention upon those images until you begin to feel relief, which will indicate that a true vibrational shift has occurred. My standards are mine to set. Sometimes from an awareness of shortage of money, you think you want everything that you see. A sort of uncontrollable craving rises within you, which tortures you when you do not have the money to spend, or causes even more distress when you give in to the craving and spend money you do not have, going deeper into debt. But that craving to spend money under those conditions is really a false signal, for it is not coming from a real desire to have those things. Buying one more thing and bringing it home will not satisfy that craving. For what you are really feeling is a void that can only be filled by coming into vibrational alignment with who you really are. You are currently feeling insecure when who you really are is someone who is absolutely secure. You are currently feeling inadequate when who you really are is someone who is adequate. You are feeling lack when who you really are is someone who is abundant. It is a vibrational shift that you are craving, not the ability to purchase something. Once you are able to achieve and consistently maintain your personal alignment, a great deal of money will flow into your experience if that is your desire. You will feel and you will very likely spend large amounts of money on things that you desire, but your purchases will feel very different to you then. You will not feel need or a void that you are attempting to fill with a purchase, but instead you will feel a satisfying interest in something, which will easily make its way into your experience. And every part of the process, from the inception of the idea to the full-blown manifestation of it in your experience, will bring to you a feeling of satisfaction and joy. Do not let others set the standards about how much money you should have or about what you should do with it, for you are the only one who could ever accurately define that. Come into alignment with who you really are and allow the things that life has helped you to know that you want to flow into your experience. Does saving for security work? A man related to us that he once had a teacher who told him that to set money aside for security was the same as planning for a disaster. And in fact, the very act of trying to feel more secure would actually lead to more insecurity because it would attract the unwanted disaster. He wanted to know if that philosophy fit in with our teachings about the law of attraction. Abraham responds, this teacher was right in pointing out that the attention to anything brings more of the essence of it to you. And so if you were to focus upon the idea of possible bad things looming out there in your future, the discomfort that you would feel as you pondered those unwanted things would be your indication that you are indeed in the process of attracting them. But it is absolutely possible to briefly consider something unwanted occurring in the future, such as a financial situation that makes you feel insecure as you consider it, which could cause you then consider the financial stability that you desire. And as you focus upon the security that you desire, you may very well be inspired to an action that enhances that state of security. The action of saving money or investing in assets in and out of itself is neither positive nor negative. But that teacher would be correct to say that you cannot get to a place of security from an insecure footing. Our encouragement is to use the power of your mind to focus upon the good feeling security you seek, and then take whatever positive action that is inspired from that place of feeling good. Anything that feels good to you is in harmony with what you want. Anything that feels bad to you is not in harmony with what you want. It is truly as simple as that. Some say that you should not want money at all because the desire for money is materialistic and not spiritual. But we want you to remember that you are here in this very physical world where spirit has materialized. You are here in your very physical bodies on this very physical planet where that which is spirit and that which is physical or material blend. You cannot separate yourself from the aspect of yourself that is spiritual. And while you are here in these bodies, you cannot separate yourselves from that which is physical or material. All of the magnificent things of a physical nature that are surrounding you are spiritual in nature, telling a new story about abundance, money, and financial well-being. The law of attraction is not responding to the reality that you are currently living and perpetuating, but instead it is responding to the vibrational patterns of thoughts that you are emanating from you. So as you begin to tell the story of who you are in relationship to money from the perspective of what you desire rather than from the perspective of what you actually currently live, your patterns of thoughts will shift, and so will your point of attraction. What is has no bearing on what is coming unless you are continually regurgitating the story of what is. By thinking and speaking more of how you really want your life to be, you allow what you are currently living to be the jumping off place for so much more. But if you speak predominantly of what is, then you still jump off, but you will jump off into more of the same. So consider the following questions, letting your natural answers flow in response to them. And then read some examples of what your news story regarding money might sound like. and then begin to tell your own new and improved story of your financial picture, and watch how quickly and surely circumstances and events will begin to move around you to make your new story a reality. Questions are: do you have as much money in your life experience as you want right now? Is the universe abundant? Do you have the option of having plenty of money? Was the amount of money that you would receive in this lifetime already decided before you were born? Are you now setting into motion, through the power of your current thought, the amount of money that will flow? Do you have the ability to change your financial situation? Are you in control of your financial condition? Do you want more money? Knowing what you now know, is financial abundance guaranteed? An example of my old story about money. There are so many things that I want, I just can't afford. I'm making more money today than ever before, but money feels as tight as ever. It just seems like I can't get ahead. It seems like I've worried about money my whole life. I remember how hard my parents worked and my mother's constant worry about money, and I guess I've inherited all of that. But that isn't the kind of inheritance I had hoped for. I know there are really wealthy people in the world who don't have to worry about money, but they aren't anywhere near me. Everyone I know right now is struggling and worried about what's going to happen next. Notice how this story began by noticing a current unwanted condition, and then moved to justification of the situation, then looked into the past for more emphasis of the current problem, which amplified the resentment more, then moved to a broader view of perceived shortage. When you begin to tell a negative story, the law of attraction will help you reach from your present perspective into your past, even into your future, but the same vibrational pattern of lack will persist. When you focus upon lack and an attitude of complaining, you establish a vibrational point of attraction that then gives you access only to more thoughts of complaint, whether you are focused in your present, your past, or your future. Your deliberate effort to tell a new story will change that. Your new story will establish a new pattern of thought, providing you with a new point of attraction from your present, about your past, and into your future. The simple effort of looking for positive aspects from right where you stand will set a new vibrational tone that will not only affect the way you feel right now, but will begin the immediate attraction of thoughts, people, circumstances, and things that are pleasing to you. An example of my new story about money. I like the idea that money is as available as the air I breathe. I like the idea of breathing in and breathing out more money. It is fun to imagine a lot of money flowing to me. I can see how my feeling about money affects the money that comes to me. I am happy to understand that with practice I can control my attitude about money or about anything. I notice that the more I tell my story of abundance, the better I feel. I like knowing that I am the creator of my own reality and that the money that flows into my experience is directly related to my thoughts. I like knowing that I can adjust the amount of money that I receive by adjusting my thoughts. Now I understand the formula for creating. Now that I understand that, I do get the essence of what I think about. And most important, now that I understand that, I can tell by the way I am feeling whether I am focused upon money or lack of money. I feel confident that in time, I will align my thoughts with abundance, and money will flow powerfully into my experience. I understand that the people around me hold many different perspectives about money, wealth, spending, saving, philanthropy, giving money, receiving money, earning money, and so forth. But that is not necessary for me to understand their opinions or experiences. I am relieved to know that I do not have to sort all of that out. It is very nice to know that my only work is to align my own thoughts about money with my own desires about money, and that whatever I am feeling good, I have found that alignment. I like knowing that it is all right for me to occasionally feel negative emotion regarding money, but it is my intention to quickly direct my thoughts in better feeling directions. For it is logical to me that thoughts that feel good when I think them will bring positive results. I understand that money will not necessarily manifest instantly in my experience with the changing of my thinking, but I do expect to see steady improvement as a result of my deliberate effort to think better feeling thoughts. The first evidence of my alignment with money will be my improved feeling, my improved mood, and my improved attitude. And then real changes in my financial situation will be soon to follow. I am certain about that. I am aware of the absolute correlation between what I have been thinking and feeling about money and what is actually happening in my life experience. I can see the evidence of the law of attraction's absolute and unerring response to my thought, and I look forward to more evidence in response to my improved thoughts. I can feel a powerful leveraging of energy and being more deliberate about my thoughts. I believe at many levels that I have always known this, and it feels good to return to my core beliefs about my power and value and worthiness. I am living a very abundant life, and it feels so good to realize that whenever this life experience causes me to desire, I can achieve. I love knowing that I am unlimited. I feel tremendous relief in recognizing that I do not have to wait for the money or the things to materialize before I can feel better. And I now understand that when I do feel better, the things and experiences and money that I want come. As easily as air flows in and out of my lungs, so it is with money. My desire draws it in, and my ease of thought lets it flow. In and out, ever flowing, always easy. Whatever I desire, whenever I desire, as much as I desire, in and out. There is no right or wrong way to tell your improved story. It can be about your past, present, or future experiences. The only criterion is that it is important. The only criterion that is important is that you be conscious of your intent to tell a better feeling, improved version of your story. Telling many good feeling short stories throughout your day will change your point of attraction. Just remember that the story you tell is the basis of your life. So tell it the way you want it to be. End of part 2. Well, very, very fascinating concepts here. And it's so interesting that I related the story in I think last week even, about how I was feeling quite abundant and in the flow and bought a boat and mentioned it to my mother. And my mother's thoughts about money immediately went to the extreme negative and crashed my entire abundance feeling for about 2.5 years before I dug back out of that inflicted funk. So, it's very important to learn that data about other people's attitudes about money need not be and may not be and should not be in many cases your attitude about money. Back to you, Monica.
Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, I feel so much gratitude, and one of the things that I notice here is how much I have changed, with with how we started Dog Fran like almost 2 years ago. I mean, it's amazing. And yeah, I totally get, to me, I see that to just become aware, I mean, to realize that we are coming from that kind of consciousness, like your mom, my mom, I mean, poof, what to say, was fear. I mean, was really not noticing, like we are saying here, like the money was coming from hard, for effort, like, you don't have the right to ask for everything. The universe is limited, whatever, we were thinking. So I just want to acknowledge you, Dr. Fran, for only 2 years. How lucky, you were very well surrounded to come out from that consciousness and to really stand up for the truth of, it's really my business. My story, is my business. And I feel so grateful because I do see the change. And, it's not so easy. It's something I want to say here for all of us. I remember in the beginning, like when we started this part of the book today, this woman that was feeling uncomfortable when she was spending the money, that was me, because I came from that limited consciousness, scarcity consciousness, so spending was to use it, to don't have it anymore. I didn't understand the flow of money, And someone that helped me, I don't remember the name, maybe you remember, Arnold, was a minister or something from New York, a black guy that he was like Reverend I or something like that. But excuse me, Ike, Reverend Ike. But I mean, was this kind of super leader, you know, like a lot of spirit and involvement in changing prosperity consciousness here. And he helped me a lot, same thing like Abraham too, with two things that I would like to share with you, like practical things, okay? One was to understand that I don't spend money, just the word was like losing something, you know, but I circulate money. And that took me a while, you know, I understand it, but to make it a habit, you know, like, you know, every time that I don't know, if I see in the bank $35, imagine, you know, and I need to pay 10, you know, like, so that was like learning, no, I'm not spending 10, I'm circulating 10 dollars, right? And then with Catherine Ponder, that all of us we love so much, you know, I learn and practice and I love it, you know, like not only I circulate 10, you know, but if I circulate 10, I multiply by 100, you know, and that's what coming back. So it's like $1,000 are coming back. I put $60 gas or whatever it is. Oh my gosh, you know, I can add 1 0 or 2 or whatever you choose, you know, but to start to realize that you know, more is coming to switch that habit. And we don't do that because I think about it one time, you know. I mean, it's really a matter of repeating. And I can see today myself much more flowing, less worry. The insecurity that we talk in this book is something that is not so pleasant to feel. So many of us, we deny it or whatever, you know. But if you are very present and you feel it and you know, wow, this is insecurity and that's not my true nature, you know. So let's embrace it, release it, and change my thinking to have the courage to think big, to think I am, you know, security, or how do I feel when I feel secure in my insecurity? Something that relaxes us to give the power to a higher aspect of ourselves, you know. So I love, I mean, many things. I would like to hear all of you guys, but I mean, I think to be practical here and to really get, you know, that we don't change in 1 second, and it's a very big commitment to don't focus on what I see, the reality that I already created with my old thinking, and to be busy with my new vision, even if I don't see it yet. Was hard work for me in the beginning, you know, because it was not true, was not so quick, was not, you know, I don't see any change yet, whatever. But the more I'm surrounded with you guys and this kind of books, the more I'm on. I mean, I tell you, every day I see my vision, and I don't care if it's coming today, tomorrow, or in 1 year, because now I'm enjoying the creation of it. I understand much more, you know, that the vibration is stronger and stronger. And when I become that vision, when I really believe it, that will be my world, you know. So I feel very grateful. But I want to hear all of you guys. So whoever feels ready, remember, you open your microphone and I can see here that you have something to say, something to offer from our prosperity journey here. Who feels the call to highlight? Yes, Telio, welcome, honey.
Yes, there are many things here that Dr. Fran read today that to me are crucial and essential to understand. One thing that I particularly love is the concept of breathing money, you know, the actual notes. We can even visualize the notes of dollars or euros, breathing in and breathing out money, like being part, like the air. You just breathe it and breathe out, and we don't run out of air, like we don't run out of money. If we get into that fundamental notion of breathing in and out the money, and in whichever technique we can, I think is the most, the one that works better, I find is extremely important, because that way it becomes part of our being. It's like part of our, like air. It's like we're so used and ingrained to be afraid of the energy of money, and this is all about energy. So to me, that's crucial. Understanding that you can breathe the money and you can breathe out, and it's like you said, Monica, if that's not clear, then anytime you make a purchase, you buy something, it's like, oh my God, the credit card, the note, this is going. But if you have that feeling of, it's very subtle but very deep, of breathing it and breathing out, is a play, is a game, you know, and I've been practicing it these last days. It's fantastic because you don't get into that trap that is so subtle, and that trap can be there in any moment. It's like, oh my God, and then there you are in that trap of vibrational trap, and then anything you do from that moment on, maybe purchasing or talking to someone or trying to create a business or relationship, is going to disallow, is not going to take you to where you want to go. And then another crucial point that Dr. Fran mentioned last week, and it bridges to today when he talked about his mother, and we all have relatives in our family, you know. Uh, uh, I have to talk later to my sibling, to my sister, or maybe it's a situation with a business partner too, that subconsciously we immediately, I mean, as businessmen, we all are. We get into the same vibrational point of that situation and that person, and there, that's a catch-22. That's the trap. So this is so important to understand in these lines, that if we are aware of that, immediately you say, no, that's the vibrational point of this person, and I'm not going to be in that vibrational point. You know, it's because it's subconsciously we get into. It's like part of the negotiation, it's part of the situation to be in that frame of toxic mind that is nothing to do with what we're learning here. Because like we've all said, and it's so clear, most people are not in this frame of vibration. Most people are like, I wouldn't say against, but this is like, you know, totally different. So we have to be so aware of that, so that, you know, we keep our vibrational point, no matter whom we talk to, no matter how toxic the situation can be, you know, just being aware of that point, that, you know, okay, this person is in that vibrational point, but I don't have to be in that vibrational point. I can be in a point of allowing. That gives a lot of power to the situation, you know. I say it from my experience, because now I realize, my God, all this time that when Dr. Fran read, you know, we've been doing this wrong for all this time, and how are we going to, you know, now in this time that is left or whatever, save up with this new thinking. And yes, it's very powerful, because once you get it, then you have the power to, you know, I wouldn't say to change the situation, but then, you know, it's another framework. You work in another framework. You keep the power. You keep your vibrational power. You know, so this person can be, and it's not like we're going to convince everybody, the business partners or relatives or whoever is not in this, we're not going to give them a lesson or a speech or a mastermind, but it's like in capital H, humility, you know, being allowing that divine part that tells you, you know, like Abraham is telling you, no, you keep yourself in this right vibration, you keep yourself in this alignment, and then, you know, like the breathing, and then somehow, maybe not in a second, maybe it's not going to be so fast, but definitely, you know, the situations are going to change for all of us, like magic. So for me, you know, I just love this book, because it's like, when I get into it, when I understand it, not with my, you know, with my conscious, it's a work of, I would say, super conscious. You were saying, Monica, that it's fantastic to relate, you know, with the Latin Spanish group to the Catherine Ponder, because in the last chapter we read something about the super conscious, and now I understand that to understand what Dr. Fran was reading today, you have to get in the superconscious, because if you are in the superconscious, you are with the divine, and then you don't get trapped in the subconscious traps. So, you know, in order to navigate this book and these learnings, you have to be in the superconscious, which is what I'm trying to be right now. You know, all the time I was like, oh my God, is that a very tough task? No, it's great, and it's not. It's more difficult to be in the other one. I find it's easier to be in the right one, because, you know, it's the easier it gets, the better it feels, like he read today, and the better it gets, as simple as that. And our mind wants to make it so complicated. The you know, the money thing, the success thing, it's much more simple. It's just a matter of vibration, and this is what I find, you know, more and more.
Wow, Celio, your passion. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you. And you know, I mean, I'm so happy and I celebrate with you because it's much easier for me today than 1 year ago, guarantee. I mean, that I can feel it, you know. But it's not so easy when you are trapped into your consciousness. So I want to honor here because we have, that aspect of us has to die. You know, like for me, for example, to really understand the attachment that I have, or identification that I have with my mother, to know suddenly to think differently than my mother, and to say, you know what, think whatever you want, mom, this is not my path anymore. I want to choose this because I feel excited about it, you know. Well, there is a price there. There is a moment of you really let go of my mom, you know, that I adore and I love so much, right? And it's funny, like I stay there surrounded by you guys. That's what I see so important, to be part of a mastermind, you know, that we can nurture ourselves in this direction. But that helped me a lot. And today, of course, after a year maybe of, you know, not talking with my mom too much, you know, just whatever was necessary. But today I can be myself with my mother. I don't care, really. I don't care inside. It doesn't affect me inside if she agree or if she doesn't agree. Something that, you know, 2 years ago, and I'm almost 60 years old, okay, 2 years ago, I could feel, you know, that was painful, don't have the approval of my mom, you know, to give you an example. And that is the same thing, like, you know, to let go of that Monica that was so good girl and identified with what she was surrounded by, instead of taking my power back and say, what really resonates with me, and to have that time inside. And then to be willing and to have the perseverance to change the mental conditioning, you know. So I just want to share the compassion that I feel for the journey that we have made, that when you are in the middle, it's not very pleasant because there is an inner fight inside, you know. It's almost like, oh, I know what I want, but the pull of the conditioning, when Abraham is your past, you know, is not going to affect you except if you allow it to affect you. Yes, it's easy to say, but you know what, it affects, because I don't know, I'm not bigger than my conditioning yet. But thanks to this mastermind, thanks to get it in, for me at one point to really get in, okay, that the universe is benevolent, and that the universe is unlimited, and that the universe wants to give me the best of the best of the best. I mean, that was a total contradiction or what I was born, the consciousness that I was born in, you know. It was the opposite. Punishment, guilty, sacrifice, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh. So just courage to everyone, to, you know, that could be walking that moment right now, to really switch, you know, from what we perceive, from what the reality is at this very moment, to keep going, you know, to keep surround yourself with this kind of book, this kind of talking, this kind of passion, because there is a point, like I love the way you say it, Celio, when it gets easier and it gets better and better, you know. So I think I'm on that point right now because I feel great, and at the end the goal is to feel good, you know. So thank you so much, Celio. I just love you. Thank you. Who else would like to open the yes, Candace, I see you. Welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good,
very well.
good. Wow, we're already off to a great start talking about this. I'm taking it in a little different direction. What you're saying, and feeling like, because a few weeks ago I took a step to move out of where I was physically in order to make it easier for my mind to incorporate what we're working on and embody it and make it part of my daily walk, part of my actions and my words and my. I really wanted to make this more real, and so I find myself a little while later. I find myself in um, a conversation with someone, and I realize that there is someone who, from her own path, has come to a similar awareness that it's important to feel good, and we have to take responsibility for that. It's up to me to feel good. You guys don't have to make me feel good. I make me feel good by what goes on in my mind. And anyway, so we had a really enjoyable conversation, and I felt myself breathe a sigh of relief that I was around someone who got it. But they got it in their own world, and here we were. We're friends of many years, but we hadn't seen each other in quite a while. So it was like, oh, your life brought you this, and my life brought me this, and now life brings us together. What a wonderful reflection. What a wonderful reflection. And I include uh, her husband in that too, because he also is an old friend, and glides in and out of that conversation with total ease and facility. So it's a pleasure to have the reflection of other people who share similar thinking and who aren't likely to bring you down if you say something wild and off the charts from your own creative mind that you've come up with your news story and you are telling your news story. Well, I don't see that yet. You're not driving that big fancy car yet. Oh, well, yes, I am. I certainly am. In my mind, I am. Arnie's on his boat. I'm in my newer car. So I'm appreciating how valuable my independent stance and my commitment to making this real in my life as it continually growing real, because it's been real for a long time, that my commitment is beginning to come back to me and show me in the abundance of friends and in the beautiful things that have been happening in my life and in, uh, just easy laughter. There isn't any worry. We're safe in this world. And I'm grateful for that. And I know this is a huge, working together as we do, as this beautiful, vast team. And I can't even see all of you. Some of you I see on the screen. And I know there's ones of you out there that are totally part of this. And I feel you. I know you're there. And I'm glad you're there. That's my bit for today.
Thank you, Candace. I mean, I acknowledge, and I love what you said because we are close, like the book was saying today, maybe you don't have the amount of money yet, but that's coming because we feel good. So it's like, I acknowledge, I sense right now that we are closer. But meanwhile, it's like
Yes.
instead of being busy with what I don't have, like to just enjoy that we are creators and we are learning how to master the creators that we are, and enjoy and laugh, like you said. I mean, it's so uplifting. Thank you so much, Candy. It's beautiful. Okay, let's see if anyone else would like to open the microphone so I can see we can hear some other gifts. Yes, Mr. Arne?
Hi there. Short one, and my keyword here today is need. For me, that it seems like I had that 3 weeks on my old boat, and in that 3 weeks we were going to Bahamas and stuff. So I had no need. I was totally in the vibration of enjoying the now, and then we got the phone call and we got the boat we liked magically. And but then I've noticed also that I get into that place where, oh my God, I better not lose it. Well, as soon as I get into that, then I will lose it, because then I'm no longer vibrating in the being in the now. And also when I don't have it, like now, and I'm visualizing it, and I notice a need to get it, because when I get it, I will be happy. And to really wake up and say, no, I have this experience in the past when we had the new boat. There were days I were not happy on that boat. So the boat doesn't have anything to do, or my outside circumstances doesn't have anything to do with if I'm happy or not. And as Abraham Hicks points out over and over, is that the ultimate goal is for us to be consciously happy, and to be happy, and to be fulfilled. And that will never, it will never be satisfied by outer phenomena. It has to come from inside. And I catch myself when well, once I get that, then it's gonna be done. Uh, uh, and I know it's not true. That's need. And the need puts me in not the vibration. So to be in the vibration of what I want to create, and then not to hold on to it, to to be able to take it as another breath. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Take in the next moment, let it go, and finding myself and my happiness and the happiness around me in every moment. That is a job at this point. It looks like Celio is pretty much already there. That he's just happy, and I know I'm getting there, and I'm doing a lot better. I'm not, even though I have a vision of what I would like to do, it's not a need. It's well, it's not. I'm working on it to not be a need, in to not be a need, and to really feel the joy of the marvelous world that I live in right now. Uh, and with that, I can also visualize being in the car or being in the boat from pleasure, not because when I get it, then, hey, I need to visualize more today so I can get it, so I can be happy. Uh-uh. That's not the way it works. So it's really a self reflection. Where am I at? What am I doing with my feelings, with my vibrations? Am I in need? Am I in happiness? And I, I find myself moving in the right direction very well. So thank you.
Thank you, Arne. You have such a heart. I love the way you share your life. It's beautiful, and I think that is a big step. So I love that you share that, because many of us get trapped there. Like, when I will have this or that. Like, right now, I mean, if I sit down, and I do, because that's what I think the positive aspect is so nurturing in this direction, like today, what it is that you can be grateful about today, okay? Not what you would like in the future, but right now, and it's something that I do daily. And I remember right now we live in Costa Rica, and we want to go back to Florida. I love civilization. It's kind of isolated here, so I feel the passion and the eagerness of, being more close to you friends and all that stuff, more this kind of consciousness that I know more people in Florida than here. But you know what? I mean, this is paradise in my mind, like to spend time in the jungle, nature, freshness, peaceful silence. I mean, you can only hear the animals, it's not this kind of, the other day I went to San Jose and I was lost, in the city, with so many sounds and so much stuff. So I love that I have this period. And I remember, because we had some personal issue here, like big pain with whatever, initiation, I will call it, let's say, oh my gosh, it's like I wanted to go somewhere else. And at one point, I said, you know what, maybe there is a divine reason for me to be here now. So let's surrender and let's see what is good about, and I have a lot of time, because we are kind of isolated. So, okay, what is the good side of that, but I have a lot of time to do my inner work, to see videos, to read, to grow inside, from the inside out. So I love what you said, Arne, because at the end, I think that the capacity, the ability that we are getting here, to be fulfilled, like you said, and happy here and now is what is going to bring us whatever expansive expression of life we want to, because like Abraham Hicks says, in the vortex, in our well-being, okay, that is already there. So it's a matter of vibrating good enough that that can be manifested, So thank you. Our human journey is beautiful, So thank you. Okay, we are almost at the end here. I know we started 5 minutes late, but I would like to see if Jay, you have something to say, or Doc Fran. We start to close the energy. Let's give you 1 minute, and so I can see the microphone opening here. Yes, Jay, welcome.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, I'm just right now. I'm at a point just gonna sit back and listen. I probably got a million things to add, but I'm just, I've been away a little bit, so I'm taking it all in. I'm in a transition period right now in my life, in every which way. So my thoughts are probably not as condensed and precise as, well, I don't know if precise is ever a word in my thoughts, but so yeah, I mean, I appreciate everything that's going on, and I think there's times you just need to sit back, take it all in, and like the old saying, we have two ears and one mouth, and at this time it's just better for me to listen and learn, to be honest with you. So, and I just want to thank everybody for being here and putting this group together, because it's always a big help.
Oh, thank you, Jay. And just for you to know, we are with you in this transition. So,
Oh,
I mean,
I understand. And I appreciate
beautiful.
it. You know that.
Beautiful, beautiful. So thank you so much for being human. And like, yeah, that's the way we grow. Yeah, up and down, up and down. I'm becoming a really good surfer, I have to say. Thank you, Jay. Let's see, Doc Fran, you ready? Yes. Are you? No.
Yeah, I'm glad Jay didn't want to talk because I really wanted to talk. Yeah, there's two things. This chapter hit me like a ton of bricks today, and I've expressed a number of times on the call that yeah, becoming a good surfer. I love that line too, Candace. That was great. Um, I've expressed a number of times that I had observed a phenomenon in my life that the only time I ever inhibited the flow of money into my life is when I consciously stopped spending money. And it's very real. And now I have total reality on why that is, because the decision, whether it was self-originated or as a response to an agreement from Nancy stating that we needed to pull in the sales, whatever, was based on a point of lack, and so the vibration then was in lack, and nothing else was going to happen. So that's readily understandable. The thing that I really want to absolutely master out of this chapter is getting into a rock solid belief that the flow of money in and out of my life is as easy as the flow of air in and out of my lungs. And I have to tell you, quite consciously, I have a very difficult and different feeling about the ease with which I breathe and the ease with which I flow money. So, but I absolutely resonate with the reality that as spiritual beings, those two are exactly synonymous, identical events. The only difference is how I think about them. So that's my job for this week, and perhaps for the foreseeable future, to really get into that belief. And I love my definition of belief, and we had it stated again here, that belief is just a chronic thought. It's just a thought you keep thinking. And we've also trained a lot of times that it's not your thoughts that create your manifestations. It's actually your beliefs that create your manifestations. And more accurately, it's your feelings about your beliefs that determine the manifestation. So right now, I'm just sitting here really feeling good, believing that money's going to flow in and out as easily as oxygen does to my lungs. Back to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Fran. Beautiful. Yes, I'm with you. This week I'm going to practice to breathe money in. Tell you, I love it the way you said it. And you sent me so beautiful pictures, about the money coming in, and breathe it in and going out. And one thing that I want to say, many of you are familiar with our new social commerce platform, It. And if you don't know, you can always message and I will let you know more. But there is a beautiful application there or something where you can create a folder of the things that you like to have, that you like to buy or something like that. And it's so interesting because I'm going there almost every day because I do want to play, like you were saying right now, Doc Fran, to breathe in, to breathe out, to start to flow with the money, to play it, to make it playful. And I go there and I look for things, that I like. Abraham Hicks is supporting us to have $100 in your wallet, and with this I can buy this and I can buy this, and just to get familiar with the flow, and the abundance of life, really. And I go there and I get stuck. It's like, I don't know what to buy. It's so funny. But I'm making, like a folder, things that I love. And then when I don't look the price, of things. If I want something, oh, that's what I want, It's totally new, and it's a great way to practice. So all of you that you are on it, I don't know, I recommend, or just tell me if you can play with that, because we have this opportunity, and you really show up because you can make that folder public, like people can see the things that you like. It's kind of a treasure map, a vision board, practical, right there on the platform. So it's something that is helping me to let go maybe the limitation of, oh my God, I don't know what to buy, to go, okay, let's see, all possibilities here, and then I start to look for things. So just to give us tricky, a little tips to play with this, So this week, maybe we can breathe money in and breathe money out and breathe money in, like we do with air, see what happens. And also to start to play on like buying the things that we love, just because everything is possible here. And beautiful. Well, with this, we are going to complete our Saturday morning. And just next time, we are going to continue with part number 3 of this book of Abraham Hicks, The Law of Attracting Money. That is titled Maintaining My Physical Well-Being. So let's see if we can learn how to vibrate in our well-being. That's the one that has it all, okay? So we will begin on page, let's see, 99 for the ones that you look for the page, Candace. And with this, have a wonderful week full of money breathing here. And let's see if we can change our patterns and to start to really enjoy the journey. That, I think, is where we are at. So thank you, everyone. See you next Saturday.
Thank you, everyone.
Happy Monday.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks
Hey,
a lot.
Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.
All right.